Okay, so 6 months ago, I uploaded a video showing a tour of this really big underground base that I built. Fortunately, I lost that laptop, and I didn't think to back up the world because, well, I don't do that stuff. My mind just goes blank, and I just don't do that. So, a few days ago, I started rebuilding it, and I just decided to record a video showing the updated version of it, basically. What's been changed, what's basically the overall progress of it. What's changed, what's been done, what's being planned to do, and what's different. And I'll just do that in a series of videos. So, first off, we got the entrance. Pretty much the same. Trying to stick with the original version as possible, as close as possible to the original version. And we still got the inverted light, the lamp strips from the inverted lights from Project Red. So that gives it a really nice illumination. So down at the ramp right here, not ramp, this is a ramp, that's a landing, okay, get straight. Okay. Down at this landing, I'm pretty sure it was wider than 2 blocks. I'm also pretty sure the doorway was a little bit taller too. So we have the main room. It's a little bit wider and a little bit longer. No, more noticeably longer than it is noticeably wider. Can't really tell if it's wider or not, but you can tell if it's longer. You can tell that it is longer. The stairway right there, which is actually just a ramp from man, my mind keeps blanking out, from carpenter's blocks. Yeah, that used to come all the way up to here. Now it just goes to there, and and this wall was completely blank, so I just drew this shape up. It's not the best, but it keeps it from being bland. I have stuck to the original color scheme too as well, so yeah. So these pillars are different now. So before they went straight up, and now they go all the way across. Or at least, yeah, I'm pretty sure they didn't go all the way across before. So, and those are actually, the concept behind those is to act as support anchors, so the entire ceiling doesn't come collapsing down in this gigantic room right here. The second noticeable thing is that the lights, the blue lights, they're finished, at least in this room, and they do serve more of a purpose than pleasing the eye aesthetically. So let's start with the top floor then. Okay, so this corridor right here, we're just gonna go left to right like a book. This corridor right here, that's a janitor's closet. I'm working on an air duct system. So like air ducts, basically. I'm trying to get it to be as realistic as possible. Don't know what I'm going to do with this wall. This wall I'm going to put a skull in because this is the corridor going back that way. That's a stairway. Get to that in a minute. Yeah, because there's another corridor going back that way because it's in a school, so, And the infirmary, because this entire wing, I think, was a medical wing, and you don't really need an entire wing of a really big complex for it to be medical purposes. So, this infirmary is divided into two sections. Over here is going to be more intensive care unit, and over here is going to be more minor stuff. Kidney stone, not necessarily kidney transplant. This isn't done, by the way. I'm just doing just get sort of an idea of it. As I said, the LED, I keep saying LED. I keep trying to say LED, but they're not LEDs. The light strip, the illumination isn't done right here. I'll probably get around that later on. Over over here, there's nothing on the wall. I believe the walls are different too, because I don't think it went in one block. Pretty sure. And so we have the office again, and the escape route's not finished either. Now, this room in particular.
Text from mother. Should I read it or ignore it?
Sorry about that. I got a text from Mom. It's about my Xbox. And the fact that I just got approved to take my GED test, which is awesome. Yay. Okay, cool. So, where was I? Okay. I built this entire complex just for basically this room right here. This room is inspired by two ways. The entrance, if I can just get flying for a minute, the entrance and those two support anchor things, the arches that go in category, whatever you want to call them, they're inspired by this video. I gotta keep remembering to turn my phone off. Okay, so they were inspired by the video of this guy showing off his underground base that he built. I think he had something like this, so that's where these two pillar things come in. The entrance and the pillar things are inspired from that video. If you've ever seen a Fallout vault, if you ever played a Fallout game or know what a vault looks like, you know that the overseer has like an office that overlooks the entrance to the vault, or either an entrance or the atrium, or whatever that thing's called, the really big room. Anyway, so those two things inspire this room right here, and the rest of it is just so this room has a purpose. So this room right here, this room wasn't the room, any old one. It was just a unfinished wall, unfinished room that was actually a cave system, like sprawling off that way and then didn't turn it off and going over there, under there, and then over there and over up through there. Which I had some use for that cave too. I'll get to that in a minute. But now this is going to be a security, like section, whatever. Like few jail cells, like security guard, basically to keep the citizens of this underground complex in order. So past here, in the old one, there's a really big room, just an empty room with 3 rooms off of it, which were all way on the far side of where I am currently now. 2 of them were way back in that corner. That was the engineering and the science department, and the one way back over there is the space department, which I was using Galacticraft with, but I never got around to finishing it. Yeah, because I was also going to build another sister location to this off of on the moon. So, so I'm not sure. I'm probably not going to build that much of an open space again that has no purpose. So this is probably more likely what's going to happen is this is a corridor that's going to go down, and this is going to be a room, another room, like, science, engineering, blah 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 blah, stuff like that. They know okay. I apparently do not know how to talk, so because this place is designed on the concept that there's like a thriving underground community that's hidden itself away from the surface world above. A complete self-maintained and basically a thriving community that lives underground and never goes outside. And so there's a bit of an economy system that would work in here, along with a government system, and I will get to that in a little bit. So I think I talked about everything on this floor, so let's go on the second floor. So starting off if you're like left to right again, we have this. Now, this is the living quarters, where people live. I divided this into like 3 categories. How, like how modern day societies, Darwinism subjects us. You have the upper class, middle class, and lower class, and those in between. So I decided not to put that way. So upper class, the rich people would live from here, live here, with like the better apartments and the better well-maintained stuff. Because the rich. Middle class, or the middle class is gonna like go this way into this corridor that is not finished, and then the lower class is gonna like go that way. But so that's what I planned for this, and because people live on this corridor, and there's a school and an infirmary directly above it. Is it directly above? Yes, it is. Okay, cool. I thought it was off a block too. Wouldn't it make sense that children that live in this part, instead of how they go to school, instead of going all the way out across this lobby, all the way up this ramp, all the way across the walkway, past the entrance, into the upper corridor, wouldn't it make sense if there was just a separate stairway for them to just skip all that? And that's why this is here. So they just have to go up here, which it makes sense. And it's going to be another stairway because this stretches back there, and then because the living quarters, so I'm designing this to like house like hundreds of people. It's just like a concept thing, like a model basically. But the idea is that for like hundreds of people to live in here. So there's going to be another staircase going up way back there in this corridor to go up to that corridor. And that's pretty much it for this area right here. And here we have this right here. And what is this? Well, it is a market. And so the idea is that the people who rule the place, the government, has very little control over what goes on economy-wise, and they just have one simple key, which I'll get to in a minute. So basically, each person that lives in here, they have a job to do, and they get paid by the government, and the people that are in charge, they get paid, and they use that to buy stuff that they need and want in the market. So this is unfinished because pretty much everything in here is unfinished. This is actually, it expands. Communities, they grow and they expand. So this is going to keep growing and expanding as the community grows and expands. Right. So and I've designed this. So here's how the economy in this place works. The government makes the materials, which sells it to the shop owners, which sells it to the citizens, which get paid which they get paid from the government because they work, and they use that money to give to the shopkeepers to buy their stuff, and then the shopkeepers give that back to the government along with the tax and stuff. Right. And so I designed the market area to look so in sections on depending on what it's on, like this quarter right here, food, maybe the first 2 quarters is food. No, okay, that's just the first one. So food up front, stretching it to the back, just different things as it goes back, and then at the very back of it's going to be a warehouse, where each and every shop owners has a section to store all their stuff at, and the government stores their entire stockpile of anything and everything that goes to the citizens. And how that works is they make the stuff, they store it there, and then they sell it to the shop owners, which store it there, and then store some of it in the shops, because every shop has, or store or shop, whatever you want to call it, has a the storeroom where they're at the window selling what they want, and then the back room where they store everything, and just stuff to keep the store stocked, and everything extra goes, the rest of their entire stockpile goes in their section of the warehouse that they got. And that's basically the economy of the system. And so say now that room way over there, that's in charge of the market. They own the market, they're in charge of it. They get like a small percentage in every purchase, basically. Say you wanted to own a store in the market, you would go there, buy a store, what you want to sell, and then they approve it and then give you the store and take a payment. Where you are in the market depends on what you sell. If you sell food, you're going to be placed up front. If you sell something else, you're going to be placed wherever that is. That's basically how it works. So that's pretty much what the economy-wise, how that economy works. So I got that, covered that. This area right here, I have no idea where it's going to be. Just literally no idea. Along this wall, there's going to be an entrance to a subway system for citizens to visit other bases or other locations. So I do know that this wall has that. But the rest of the room, I have no idea. So the engineering department used to be up there with the reactor that I couldn't figure out how to use. Industrial craft. I put that down here because when I built that original base, I had no idea how to and what I was doing when I was planning out. I did not plan it out. What I did was I just, okay, that goes there, that goes there, that goes there, and that goes there, and that goes there. And so when I was building other stuff, it interfered with that because, I didn't plan it out good. This time I'm planning it out carefully and making sure nothing interferes with anything. Okay, so that works out good. So this is the engineering department, because I had this really big room that was in the science department that was right here from when I went to bedrock up to this level, and I couldn't do anything with this earth space because that was there, and that was just a thing. Since that's not there, I put the engineering department here. So this is the engineering, the management, and the sanitary department. Where the sewers and everything is. And that's not what I wanted to do. So how that works is this sanitary department is going to have, they deal with the septic systems and all that. So this is going to have a sewer system as well. Maintenance department, they just perform maintenance on things that need fixed. And there's the engineering department with the reactor. So you may notice that these red lights, they're red and not blue, which I'll get to in a minute. So basically there's going to be some offices up front, and then one of these corridors is going to be either sanitary or maintenance, and the other one's going to be the other one. The back here is where the reactor is, the engineering department, which will be along this wall, be office used for that. And so the illumination not only serves as eye candy, but also serves as certain areas, authorization, say blue, blue, the entire public can go through that, the entire public in the complex, they can traverse to whatever area that's lit up blue all they want. The there's either yellow, green, or purple. I'm not decided. I'm deciding on one of those. Those areas can only go. People can only go in those areas if they have a reason to be there. Like say the warehouse in the back of the market. The shop owners, they can go there because they have a reason to be there. Like citizens, they don't really have a reason to be there, so they don't need to be there. The red illumination area, absolute no one can go in there except for the very few. So, okay. So down here is where the reactor is that powers the entire basin. The only people allowed in here is the people who work and monitor the reactor. And so this is a reactor. It's not good. I only spent 10 minutes on it, if that. I just did a rough draft. I'm working on it, so I'm working on it, man. So it's not gonna look like that. It's just like a rough draft. That it won't look like that is what I'm saying. Why can't I go through here? Okay, I went through. So that eventually will be fixed. But yeah. So no one else but the people that work on the reactor and monitor the reactor is allowed in. Pretty simple, right? I think that's it. I'm not sure if I forget anything. So I think this version is a little bit better because it's more well planned out, and because I do know I have to no, because this engineering was over there and I couldn't do anything with this area because there was not enough room. I was able to put an escape route in from the overseer's office to his living quarters, and all over that lead to a cave that connects with this cave that went that way. Which I hope there was a cave when I built this area right here. There wasn't. There was a cave that went diagonal this way, and then right about here it dropped straight down. So that wasn't good enough. So I'll probably just have to do what's it called? I will probably have to just make my own tunnels, because and then they eventually led to the surface. It's like, and it had self-destruct system too. Like there's TNT buried under there. There is just enough for a 2-block height tunnel, and maybe some TNT for like a self-destruct system. So that's. So I'm not sure how I'm gonna fit that. So other than that, I think I got everything covered. And like, so you see these lights? I hate these lights. They don't work. I'm gonna call somebody about it for. So for sure I'm forgetting something. I just can't remember what it is. Well, anyway, and I'll upload another video in about like a week or so showing another update of what I've done to it, because I know I keep starting things and I don't finish it. Like I started that, didn't finish it, started that, didn't finish it, and I want to finish it because I just want to start new things and I don't want to finish them. So I'm lazy like that, man. So stay tuned for the next video showing the next update. Thanks for watching, I guess.